Alright, welcome back to Armored Warfare with SirDerpsAlot. Today I'm going to cover how I play PVE, since I've had a few questions in-game about how exactly it is that I do it. So I'll just go ahead and quick in the garage here, cover the loadouts I use, different ammo types for different types of vehicles, and then I'll show you a couple clips that'll show you putting all that together in practice. First, for AFVs, you can see on the Bradley here and the Terminator, I don't have any HE on either of them. I only use armor piercing. Now the reason for that is that HE damage is so unreliable that it's just not worth it. It's not worth wasting the ammo capacity on HE. When using AP, you can do massive damage very quickly, all the time, if you know what you're doing, if you know how to engage properly. Obviously the missiles on AFVs that have two weapon groups, so AFVs that can use missiles and an autocannon at the same time, those I do use the missiles on fairly frequently. So you see on the Bradley and the Terminator, I do carry the missiles, and I'll use them regularly. Now for MBTs, this also goes for light tanks or tank destroyers or anything at all with a single shot gun. You'll see I only fire heat out of all of them. There's a 2A5, just heat. M1A1, only heat. T90, only heat. 2A6, only heat. Now the reason for this is the extra damage that heat does, and the predictability of how the AI moves. So if you know where to shoot, you can pen almost everything with heat at any angle. So to show you what I'm talking about, we'll get into some gameplay, but some things you want to remember here is that most MBTs have a frontal weak point that can be overmatched with heat. On the Russian MBTs, it's this driver's hatch right here. The T90 has it, T90MS has it, everything from the T72 up has that driver's hatch frontal weak point. On the Abrams, it is this driver's hatch, the lip in front of it right there. You can fire into that and overmatch with heat, not the top of it, but the lip right there. It's the same on the 2A5s as it is on the Abrams. This lip right here in front of the driver's hatch is overmatched, easy pen with heat. There are a couple examples, however, of tanks that do not have this weak spot. You'll see on the 2A5, it does have it. On the 2A6, it's gone. The reason for that is the upgrade package, the armor upgrade that the 2A6 gets. You can see here without the upgrade on it, this lip right here is there, but once the 2A6 gets upgraded, it's got a plate that covers it up, so you're not going to be able to hit it frontally. That said, however, it does still have these vents on the top of the engine that you can overmatch with heat for extra damage. If you can get directly to the side of them, you can shoot them pretty much anywhere in the side, penetrate them with heat. Obviously directly behind will penetrate with heat as well. And that's another area to look out for. Any tank where you can see vents, either exhaust vents or intake vents or whatever, usually on top of the engine deck, any place you can see vents, if you shoot into those vents at any angle, even if it's an angle like this, if you can see these vents, you will overmatch for extra damage. You can see on the Abrams, no vents on the top of the engine deck really. But on the back, there they are, vents right there. Shoot right into those, extra damage. On the 2A5, you can see the vents right here on the top. Same deal. Shoot right into there, extra damage. Now for consumables, I do this with all of my PVE tank. You can see, obviously, I use the field maintenance kit. There's no reason not to. A lot of time in MBTs, you'll run out of ammo. You need to resupply it. Also, the 20% HP repair is very nice to have. Auto extinguisher, there's a lot of HE spam in PvE, so you will get set on fire occasionally. It's just good to have it. And then you'll see no mid kits. I have 2 repair kits. Now the reason for this is twofold. Is one, your crew members hardly ever get knocked out. I can't remember the last time my crew member got knocked out in PvE. And 2, you will take module damage constantly because BMD4s and BMP3s and BMP3Ms, they're all running around and they're all firing heat in PvE. So you will take module damage, especially gun damage. And when your cannon is damaged, especially on It hurts in any MBT, but especially on things like the T90. If your gun is damaged, just say goodbye to hitting anything. It's not going to happen. So that's the loadouts I use, and we'll go ahead and get into some games, and I'll show you exactly how I put all this into practice. Alright, so here's the first match. See, it's the Leopard 2A6. It's on quarterback, mostly big open desert. Now, let's see. As I said before in the garage, only heat loaded. And you'll see that for most targets, a lot of targets, it doesn't even require careful aiming. Obviously, you have to aim a little bit, so that didn't hit at all. But let's see when I zoom in here. It's a BMD. It's going to penetrate. So there you go. That's a good hit there. See when I come up here, another BMD4. Bam. So once we start seeing some harder targets, I'll try to show you exactly where it is that I'm aiming. Alright, Stingray 2. Those are pretty easy. You just got to be careful not to hit the armor upgrade packages on the front. So when I get the side to you, it really doesn't matter. No idea where that shot went. You see that crab up there just tearing things apart. Here you can also see the speed of the 2A6. It is the fastest Tier 9 MBT, both in acceleration and top speed. And there, you'll see I was aiming for that hatch weak spot on the front of the Ramka, but I missed it. I'm going to aim a little bit more carefully here, and I'm still going to miss it. It's tough when they angle like that, but it's still, in my opinion, it's much better than aiming at the turret. There you go, full damage. And you can see my gun's damaged. So I'm going to use one of the repair kits. That's why I carry 2. Bad thing about Thunderbolts is they actually have the same gun that this thing does. Same pen, same average damage. So 606 millimeters a pen and almost 600 average damage with the AP shells. So those things can be dangerous, but they have no armor whatsoever anywhere. So pretty much just auto aim and enjoy. Now, with this one, I'm not going to try to hit a weak spot. I'm just going to lead the shot and hit the turret. There's no point in aiming for a weak spot at that range. You're just not going to hit it. And there we go. Now, sometimes you can get shots under these, under the rail cars here on the train tracks. You'll see right here, this BMP, right there, right through the train cars. And you start seeing some stuff coming through the center road there. This stuff up on top, it's annoying that it's there, and it's difficult to damage, but they really can't do anything to you while they're up there, so it's really not that important. I didn't really aim that shot on the BMP very well because I started getting shot on the side. But that one's easy enough. And with these BMPs, I always want to take out the guns as soon as I can because they don't do a lot of damage usually, but they're firing HE all the time. So it's a good idea to just take them out. Now here we see the side of an Abrams turret. Easiest pen in the world, side of an Abrams turret. When they show you the side of the turret, there's no reason to aim for anything else. Just hit them right there. And there's the side of the turret again. So if you just give them a minute to get distracted by something else, they'll usually engage one of your teammates. As soon as they turn that turret, shoot it right in the side again. Now you got to shoot towards the rear where the ammo rack bustle is. That was the lip at the bottom of the driver's hatch. You see how it did extra damage there. And that also, obviously, heat round. I don't have anything else. Now, all the enemies are dead here, so I'm not going to really wait for my team to decide whether they want to cap or not. We're just going to hit the cap, get the last spawn. I want to get this moving. Now I'm going to find myself in kind of a tricky situation here just because of the volume of tanks and where they are. Now this right here, getting stuck on these little rails and whatnot at the back. That should have done damage, but whatever. Now I repaired that track because that's not a place where I wanted to be stuck, especially with a thunderbolt right there. You don't want to be stuck with your side exposed to it. And while I do want to engage these BMPs, I wanted to get rid of that thunderbolt first, because if I turn my turret to engage these BMPs, he's going to put 600 damage right through the side of it. So, was not interested in playing that game. Now, another Abrams. And you can see that hatch is a very small target. But, what I'm going to do here, right into the engine deck. You see, since the Leopard's so tall, you hug the side of those Abrams like that, they can't do anything. And then Stingray 2s, you want to aim for the hatch at the front. There you go. Easy enough. So, there's a successful mission. Fire nothing but heat in the 2A6. I'll take a look at the end place to show you exactly how much experience and damage I got there. Now you can see here, non-double is 8200 XP, and top damage on the team by a fair amount. So, there you go. That's MBTs, firing nothing but heat and PVE. Alright, so here we are on Onyx with the M2 Bradley. So we'll take a look at how AFVs work. Only firing AP and a couple missiles here and there. You can see I just want to get down this hill. Here we go. Little AFE to shoot at there. BMP. Easy enough. One of the things with the autocannons, especially ones like this and on the Terminator, that actually reload pretty fast. Just whenever you got a break, just reload them. You always want to have a full clip ready whenever you can. And with these, you're not going to go through that hatch, and it's too hard to hit anyway. So just fire into the turret with autocannons on the Terminators and Ramkas. And see, reload the clip again. The end of this one's going to be kind of comical, just because I go a little nuts. But there you go, shooting into the turret again. It's consistent damage. And then a BMP. You can see I didn't reload the clip this time. I knew I wasn't going to have too long to shoot at him anyway, so. Here's another BMP. He's actually going to get an HE shot into me, which, thanks to the ERA on the side armor, mitigated a lot of the damage. The Bradley is actually pretty well armored for an AFE. But you can see there, soft target from the rear, just auto aim. You're good. And getting stuck on a train car because I can't drive. And another Terminator chassis. There we go. Go for that reload again. It's a Bagel Panzer. And an X-Bed. And I sat out a little too long, but now he's fired. So, since he's already fired, there's no point in running for cover. A lot of people do that. They'll get hit once and then they'll just panic and back off. It's like if you got hit, you already made the mistake. You might as well hang out there while he's reloading and do some damage to him. So, now I see that BMP back there in our cap circle, and we've got 2 or 3 friendly MBTs back there. There's literally no reason for me to go back. Or you would think there would be no reason, but it's taking them the rest of my life to kill him. There we go. Finally. One thing that separates AFV from MBT gameplay in PVE is, despite your view range, you really don't want to be the first one out there. You don't want to be up front most of the time. Unless you have some hard cover you can duck right behind. Because all it takes is one mistake, T90 MS spawns or something, and you take 600 damage. And that's your match. Over. Here we go. We take him down before he reloads. Yeah, we can see that guy over there. No, I know he's still there, so we just keep firing. And again, I can't drive. We're looking for some cheeky shots on this Stingray, trying to do damage to him while he can't damage me. And not really having too much success right here. So we do find a spot right there. And this chieftain thankfully thinks better about driving in front of the autocannon firing at cyclic. There's a bagel. I want to try to get out of the way of his gun. But he's going to sit there and not fire at us. So, there we go. Let's go for the reload and finish him off. I knew there was another tank back there. I saw it before. It's T-72, but we actually get more spawns. So we're going to go for the smaller but more dangerous one, the Weasel. There we go. And we saw the T-72 just fired, so we got some time to shoot him. And we should be able to kill him. There we go. Now this map, it's really easy to get capped out on the third defense point, so trying to make sure I'm down near this end of the map by the time that shifts. But I see a few of my teammates are already down there, so I can go back and deal with this guy. The VFMs are kind of a pain in the ass with autocannons, because unless you get the full broadside like that, they're not a reliable pen at all. Let me see here, I'm going to switch to missiles. Just because missiles are fun, so, and they pen more reliably than AP rounds on these things. So there we go, 2 missiles, enemy down. Now the reason I only do that with multiple weapon group AFEs is because it just takes too long to reload a missile from tanks that use their regular gun barrel to switch. So things like the T90 or the Leopards, it's just not worth the time it takes to switch to missiles. The reload is so much longer. But with these that have 2 weapon groups, it only takes 7 seconds to switch. That's the way you want to do it. Now, it's not going to be long here before I start doing some really stupid shit. Just because I felt like taking some dumb risks, and it was fun. The match is already in the bag. Everybody's still alive. We're going to be fine. So... yeah, I get this guy off the cap. There we go. Now this T90 is where I start doing some stupid shit. I'm just going to go buy this MBT-70 because he doesn't have anything to shoot at, so as soon as I get line of sight on him, he's going to start aiming at me, and I don't want to get hit by him. But I want to get this T90, and it's about this point I realized that he's actually reversing and he's facing me, which is a problem. And now he sees me, and there we go. Shot in the face by a T90 because I'm dumb. And there's nothing I could do there, so I mean there was no point in firing at him. But this guy, we'll go ahead and take him out while we can. This T90 is going to turn. And then I'll get his ass, but I just took a shot in the face from him for no reason. There we go. Shoot him right in the ass. He's going to come out. I'll start shooting him in the side of the engine deck. There it goes. And I'm gonna go try to seagull this RD piece, but I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, he's already dead. Now the match is almost over. Less than a minute left. Everybody's still alive. Got tons of damage. This one's in the bag. So I'm gonna start doing some really dumb shit. Like with this T90MS, I'm gonna go ahead and get behind him and put a bunch of shots into him. Farm a bunch of damage off this guy. There we go. And here's an M1A2. And I'm sitting here thinking, alright, well, he's distracted by other people. So I got time to reload and try to get around him. And then he starts doing some kind of weird shit, like backing up here. Like, he's still not looking at me. But he's maneuvering in a really weird way. It makes it difficult to get behind him. So I do finally get behind him. And he immediately turns to me. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get out of here. So I go down here, he shoots me, and I kill myself. Because I'm dumb. But that's the end of the match right there. So it still worked out fine. But you can see how firing nothing but AP works out in PVE, in AFVs. Alright, so just to show you guys that those weren't just a couple cherry-picked examples of amazing matches I had in PvE. We'll check this out right here. Total PvE missions, 577. And over those 577 missions, from when I started to now, I'm averaging 10,000 damage per match. If we go to the vehicles here, we'll see in PvE, the 2A5 averaging almost 14,000. The T90, I'm averaging 18,000. The 2A6, 16,000. I mean, these aren't cherry-picked matches. This is how you play PvE, and I've been doing it since the start like this. So hope this guy gave you guys some pointers, help you improve your PvE games a little bit. It's a good place to grind out tanks, get them fully upgraded, so that you don't have to go into PvP with a bunch of stock bullshit. If you have any questions or any other PvE tips that you might be wondering about, any specific tanks you're wondering about, go ahead and ask me. And I'll probably throw together a few more videos like this, and I'll start covering PvP pretty soon as well. So, thanks guys, and I'll catch you next time.